All right, everybody, how's it going? David at Worldwide Golf Shops here with James at PING, one of the master fitters here. Going to be going through a G430 driver fitting.
Yes, sir.
I'm excited to see what it all entails. Let's get started.
All right, let's do it.
I think a 9-degree driver head.
Okay.
Lofted up a little bit and tilted upright.
Okay.
I think my shaft is a 280 UB6TX right now.
Okay.
So kind of open to anything really. I mean,
Right.
we'll see what we fit into.
Do you have a miss tendency if you're gonna miss?
Yeah, I'm definitely a left to right player.
Okay.
I feel like I find low heel more often than not with the way that I come into the ball and maybe some of my tendencies.
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
Do you play a fade? Do you play a draw?
I do plan for the fade.
So you like a little fade?
With my woods, yes.
Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
it just seems like that's always kind of been the shape and I've learned to trust it. So
Okay.
I actually would prefer to still see that.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Well, let's put something together for you.
Awesome, thank you so much.
So I'm gonna grab a 9-degree, and then I have an extra stiff shaft. We have a couple of shafts we can try out.
Okay.
Now I'm just gonna have standard settings to start,
Perfect. Yep.
and then we'll go from there.
Are we trying the max head or?
Yes, we'll try the max. I have the LST for you to try as well.
Sweet, awesome.
We'll just look at some spin
Perfect,
rates
thank you very much.
to optimize you. So that's the Tour Black shaft, 6X. So we'll start with that, look at some numbers and make some adjustments from there.
Perfect, sounds good. Ready
when you are.
All right, awesome.
There's your little fade off that pink banner.
Yep,
So
trusty.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, trusty.
A little low in the launch, a little low in the spin.
Okay.
But that was first shot, so
Sure, okay.
we'll go from there. Hit a couple more. There we go.
It's a little higher on that one.
Much better.
Yeah.
12 degrees of launch, much better than the 10 that you had before
Awesome.
that.
Yeah, it felt good. I mean, the head shape is very confidence inspiring too.
Yeah, great numbers.
Sure.
I'll show you a couple of numbers. I know you only hit 2, but that one was a real good one to kind of look at. So with your club head speed 109, ball speed 164, good ball speed. Launch 12 and spin at 2400.
Okay.
Those are really good numbers. 285 carry, about 310. I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll definitely
and
take that.
here's your last shot right here, about 2 yards off the center of the fairway.
Okay.
So pretty solid.
Yep.
Let's see a couple more.
Can definitely play that.
Well, that wasn't a fade.
That was not a fade.
Still a good ball, just a little low in the launch.
Yep. Does seem like I'm probably getting it maybe a little low on the face still.
Yeah, because that one had a little bit more spin than we want to see.
That does kind of seem to be a tendency for me.
But you'd rather see that shot.
I would, just because I feel like, I mean, the way that I've been accustomed to playing now, I just tend to look a little more left and just envision it coming back for me, yeah.
Okay, well, let's change shafts here.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to change heads first.
Cool.
We're going to go to an LS head.
Okay, sounds good. Some good impressions right off the bat, though. Seems like the face has got a lot of pop.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
We're happy with the new G430 driver for sure. So again, I'm not making any changes. The actual head, as far as the loft is concerned.
Sure, neutral settings.
I'm sorry, as far as the going from the Max to the LST.
Gotcha.
So we'll see if it drops some of your spin rate down a little bit.
Okay, neutral settings and...
A little bit smaller head as well.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, everything's neutral in the settings. And that's going to give you a little bit more of that fade that you're looking for.
Sure, yeah.
With that LST head.
I'm okay with it. I plan for it.
Right.
So it doesn't scare me as maybe some others as much.
So that one was a little bit low in the launch. 10 launch, 2400 spin, 282, 310, still great numbers.
Yeah, that seems very consistent. There's that one where I'm kind of sneaking into that low heel.
Right.
Okay.
And think about this, that LST head is a little bit smaller than the Max.
Sure.
So forgiveness is not as much as the Max.
Of course, yeah.
And it's not about getting that just the max distance. I want to make sure you're still in the fairway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
That is the most important thing.
So give me some feedback on that LST head.
I mean, I like the look of it a little bit better.
You do?
A little more compact.
Right.
Kind of tends to suit my eye.
Right.
I've found this, or at least in my swing, I've found this one on the heel just a couple more times so that it's kind of gonna naturally go a little more right than I think. I don't know if softer in the face is the right word, but I do actually feel like a little more of kind of like a rebound on it. I don't know if that's accurate, but
okay.
It
feels an individual thing, so.
Yes, it looks good.
All right, well, let's try another shaft.
Okay.
I like the loft for you though.
Awesome.
We stayed at 9 degree. But if you look at your numbers as far as comparison, this is the Max, it's the LST. ball speed, a little faster.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Kind of what we we were going to see anyway. 162.7 and then 163.6, so
Yeah.
a mile an hour faster.
Yeah.
Your launch is identical. Your spin is pretty much identical.
Okay.
So anytime I see that, a couple of things. We look for dispersion,
Okay.
and then we look for ball speed. Your
Right.
ball speed's faster, but if your dispersion is wider,
Right.
then we don't want to go that route,
Right. Yeah.
So, and then overall, 270, 269, 300, 292. So this one, you were hitting the max. You were hitting a little bit
better.
a little bit further, right?
Yeah, a little further. Yeah.
Right. So let's try the. I have another shaft I want you to hit,
Okay.
and I'm going to keep you in the LST head.
Okay.
For right
Perfect.
now.
Yeah. That sounds great. Kind of comparing between them both, though. I mean, like just looking at the numbers, yeah, it's a lot like you said. I mean, trying to find that fairway, especially when you're getting, I guess, distance that's you want. That's good.
Right.
Trying to find that fairway and narrow it in is going to be the most important thing at this point.
Right.
And I feel like everything out there goes far, right? You know?
Yeah, and you can sacrifice a couple of yards
Yep.
for accuracy, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, of course.
So a little different shaft there.
Okay.
I'll tell you the characteristics afterwards.
Okay, sounds good. Let me find out for myself.
Yeah.
Huh? All right.
I'll fill you in after.
Sounds good.
And again, this is where you'll give me some feedback on that shaft.
Yeah, definitely. It feels a little more active.
Yeah,
Obviously,
you mentioned that earlier.
a higher flight. It
Right.
seems smooth though. Still smooth.
By design, that tour shaft is going to play stiffer than that Kylie.
Okay. Yep.
They're both weighted the same. They're both extra stiffs, but a little different profile as far
Okay.
as
Yeah.
kick point.
So would this one be a little, I guess, more loose?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
And you kind of mentioned that earlier,
Yep.
that you like a little bit more active.
It does seem to work a little bit better, I guess, maybe for my tendency.
Right.
That I'll take.
A little low on the launch,
Yep.
a little high on the spin. They kind of balance themselves out there.
Pretty much, I mean, started left of where I'm aiming, but seemed to fall kind of right back into it.
That was a good ball there.
Yeah, that felt good. I definitely
That
feel
was a good ball.
the shaft a little more active,
Right.
and
And that's what you like compared to the.
I just think it like helps me a little bit more with my tendencies.
Right.
And so I don't mind the feel. I don't mind a little bit of a kick. That kind of more in line with what I'm playing currently.
Right.
So
And with your club head speed, you can handle both shafts.
yeah.
But then it comes down to a feel thing.
Sure.
As long as it doesn't get too spinny.
Okay.
Because again, we're keeping the same loft.
Right.
But the shaft characteristics could change some of your spin rates.
Right.
And launch angle. Again, that's a little low on the face,
Mm-hmm.
low launch here, but your spin was really good.
Yeah.
275, 304. Again, I would take that for sure.
And in terms of like the descent, the landing angle there, does that
So
seem
land
to be
angle's at
average?
32.
Okay.
That's good. So that's going to hit and that's going to release.
Gotcha. Okay.
We don't want anything like close to that 40 range
Right.
because then that's like for a 7-iron.
Yeah. Drop and stop. Yeah.
Right. You don't want that.
Nope. Yeah.
Wet days, it's all about the carry, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
You don't want that. So I want you to try this one.
Okay.
I don't want you to look.
Yep. Sounds good.
Top secret.
Well, that one definitely launched. That's for sure. Maybe a little on the toe.
Well,
Closer?
that was a good launch. A little spinny.
Okay.
And you can see that diagram right there.
Yep.
A little bit towards the toe.
Okay.
Not as much though, because if it was further out towards the toe,
Sure.
that spin would have dropped.
Yeah. A little spinny there.
But that was a little on the spinny side. One more, and I want you to give me some feedback
Okay.
on just that driver in general.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what I changed on there.
All right, sounds good. I like the mystery. And I would assume that by telling somebody, they're gonna have like,
Oh, if they're
gonna
a good
change
golfer,
something?
they're
Yeah.
going to change. If I tell them, hey, here's the extra stiff shaft, they're going to swing harder.
yep, yep,
So I never tell them until afterwards.
that makes sense.
All right, so I'm going to try that head
Okay.
with this shaft now.
Okay, all right.
And then we'll talk about some numbers.
I feel like being able to see everything, feel everything in terms of custom fitting in general.
Right.
Like maybe not trying enough options, maybe that happens, but just to,
Well, it's a combination of that
Yep.
and no education in the fitting process.
sure.
Because I can just fit you and say, here, hit this,
Yep.
and then that's good. But it's like, well, why is this good?
Why? Yeah, exactly.
So it's about education as well.
Yep. Understanding like what's
Right.
happening, and
Absolutely.
even though, you know, we have some element of mystery, you know, I like that we're,
Right.
you know, still being able to go through it all and kind
And
of
it doesn't
explain why.
matter what golfer I'm fitting, whether you're, you know, scratch or a beginner golfer,
Sure.
I'm gonna educate you
Yeah.
on what these numbers mean and why.
It's perfect.
So there you go.
All right.
Yes, low face is going to give you that 4,000 RPMs.
That is a little high.
That is definitely too high.
That one felt very good.
That one was great launch, but
Okay.
definitely spinning. You can
Yeah.
kind of see how it was just climbing.
Right, yeah.
I gave you a combo, so that's a 10.5.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Still in the LS,
Yep,
LST.
Yep.
But that's the Kylie shaft, a little bit softer, a little bit more active, right?
yeah, absolutely.
So I'm gonna go back to where your kind of new gamer should be.
Okay,
Lower loft,
gotcha.
and then we can hit just a couple with these shafts again.
Yep.
But a 10.5 was a little bit too much.
Okay.
I just
sounds
wanted
good.
to see what that was
In
gonna
terms
do.
of spin, right?
Right.
Okay, yeah. And I guess that we've seen that some heads or some new releases have had players try and loft up a little bit. Have you noticed the same thing in Ping's new release here? Or?
No.
Okay.
It's been kind of going back and forth. If they came in with a 10.5,
Yep.
9 times out of 10, they're going to a 10.5
Okay.
again.
Yep.
But there have been a few where I've taken them down because maybe their swing has changed since they had that 10.5.
Okay.
Maybe they had some lessons.
Right.
So now they need something that's going to
Something
launch
different.
a little lower, right?
Yep. Yep.
So that's why it's important to get fit.
Right. Every time
When
you're looking
you
at
get
something
new
new.
clubs, don't just assume, oh, my specs are good.
Right.
I'm just going to just carry them over.
Yeah. Go find
Right?
out again.
Go
right?
go see someone. All right, so we're going to put this 9-degree LST. Do you like the smaller head?
I do. Yeah.
Okay,
It
perfect.
suits my eye. I mean, I guess that kind of matches what the rest of my bag would look like as well.
Right.
Something more compact.
So I'm going to put you back in the Tour black,
Okay.
extra stiff, in the 9-degree LST head.
Got it.
So we'll hit a couple with this one. We'll hit a couple with the Kylie,
Okay.
because I know you said you like the active. But I want to
It
see you
feels
hit both
good.
again.
Yeah. This one, yeah. Again, this one I don't feel it as active, but they both still feel pretty smooth.
Okay, good.
So I don't think there's necessarily one that jumps out at me more than the other.
I like that right there.
Yep.
Spin was good.
What are we at?
2,500. So you went from 8 to about 10.5 in the launch there. So that was better.
That one I felt like I might have got a little stuck.
Not bad on the spin.
Okay.
2,800, but I mean 275, 300. Fairway finder.
Yep. That's good news.
All right, one more with that one. I'm going to switch to the Kylie X again.
Okay.
Real good ball speed on that one. Almost 167.
Okay. Getting up there a little bit.
9 launch, 2,400 spin, 275 carry, 306. And of course, dispersion really tight.
Yep.
So the heavier,
important.
stiffer shaft is going to keep that dispersion
Okay.
a little tight.
Okay.
One of two things. It can keep it tight, but you could also, if it's too stiff, leave it out to the right.
Right.
Now you like a fade, so that's
There's
okay.
a trade-off there.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. I would say I've just become so accustomed to seeing it, and you know,
And there's nothing wrong. We don't need to change it.
yeah, over the years, you know, trying to bring it in a little tighter, of course.
Right.
But it's easy for me to plan for that off the tee.
That was only 5 yards off the center of the
okay.
fairway.
Yeah.
Little baby cut. All right, this is back to the Kylie. Just need a couple of swings on this one.
Okay.
Give me some feel. We'll look at some numbers, and we will be good for a driver.
Perfect.
Because I had you try a couple of different lofts.
Yeah,
A couple
absolutely.
of different shafts.
Absolutely.
Get you dialed in. So again, remember we talked about the lighter, softer
Yep,
shaft?
yep.
That could happen. Your dispersion could start getting a little wider.
Okay.
Now I know you say you like active, but
So yeah, and maybe in this case that's not, you know,
right,
it's not what I need, and
right. And again, that's where the education piece takes over, right?
Yeah. Something might, you know, feel good, but
Right. If you like it, it feels good, but that might not be good for you.
yep.
Right?
Okay. Yeah, that's
That's in life.
Yeah, that so that does not just apply to golf.
Absolutely. So you see, you have a little bit more to the right.
Yeah,
It's not
and-
as a tight dispersion as I would like to see for you.
Right, I guess on those last two swings, it felt like it actually wasn't returning for me
Right.
in a way. And I guess, is that a common theme when fitting a lighter shaft? Would that be to get spin up, or?
Combo between that and
Okay.
loft. I mean, the loft is going to be the biggest change for spin.
Yeah, of
And then
course.
the shaft kind of just fine tuning.
Yep,
So, and it all depends on how someone loads a club.
sure.
Because just because they swing fast doesn't mean they're in a certain stiffness.
I feel like I don't necessarily have this crazy speed,
You're at 110, so that's pretty fast.
but I do, but yeah, I guess I just do feel like the feeling is still more smooth, right?
Right, and that's
Okay.
the difference in the transitions. You have 110 that's smooth,
Yep.
and you have 110 that's going at it.
Yeah.
So, and that might take a different shaft. Maybe we tip it an
Right.
inch or whatever the case may be.
That would play into kind of how it loads for you? Okay.
Yep. So you haven't done that once with the tour shaft. So with that lighter, softer shaft, you're gonna see.
Two-way.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could see that.
Right.
Going to the right, and we're seeing that with you, where the tour shaft, you were just dialed in straight. Yeah.
It's funny that, you know, you say those things and now I start to feel that a little bit more.
Right.
Seems like it's active, but maybe not in the right way.
And that's why it's important where, you know, if I have a consumer come to me and say, yeah, well, this is what I like, you might not leave with that, right? I mean, you talked about it when we first started.
Yeah.
You want to active, you want to active, you want active, but yet we're seeing this.
Two-way miss, yeah.
And I think that the tour shaft is going to be the tour black is going to be a lot better for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you just get used to it being a little less active.
Yeah.
Right?
And I mean, that might even free me up to kind of release a little bit more.
Right.
That makes sense.
A lot better options going with the tour black shaft.
Absolutely.
A 9-degree and an LST head.
All right, so we just wrapped up the fitting. What did we end up, or where did we end up, and what did we see?
We saw some improvements going from different lofts, from different shafts, and we went from the 9 Max to a 9 LST. The LST being a little smaller head, take off a little spin, because you spin it a little bit, because you hit it a little bit low in the face.
Okay.
And then we tried a 10.5 Max and a 10.5 LST. We also tried it with the Tour black shaft and the Kylie.
Okay, yeah.
Both extra stiff, because your club head speed is about 110. So what we found out was the LST model was the best for you. But shaft-wise, you said you like a little more active, so I gave you the Kylie, which is a little more active.
Yeah.
And then I put you in the Tour black 65X.
Okay.
So if you look here, your dispersion with the Kylie was off to the right, and you had a couple shots to the left.
Yeah, two-way.
But then when we had the Tour shaft in the blue, you see that nice little pattern? You said you like a fade, so it's just a little right up center.
Yeah, of course.
So that's totally fine. The red is your Kylie. See your dispersion?
Yes.
So a lot bigger circle.
Right.
So what we look for when we're fitting someone for a driver, it's not how far can I hit it, how far can I hit it.
Of course.
It's how far can I hit it and how tight my dispersion.
In the
right?
fairway.
Because if you hit this shaft the same distance as the Kylie, but you're like, oh, but I like the Kylie better, I'm going to say, no, your dispersion is better with this, so we're going to go with this one.
Yeah, you might think you do, but you don't. Yeah.
So I think it's a real good fit for you. 9 LST.
Awesome. With
the Tour black shaft. A lot more fairways, so play your best.
All right, well, thank you so much for all the information. Great to be out here with you, learning about all this. You know, again, custom fitting is so important. We want to, certainly push that to all of our customers as well. So if you're interested in the PING G430, go over to Worldwide Golf Shops, visit one of our retail locations, and go get fit.